Hello folks, my name's David Edgar, I'm the host of Heart and Hand Rangers podcast and I'm joining you tonight to discuss Rangers' 1-0 victory over St Mirren at Ibrox, a game that I think a few of us were nervous going into because we all remember what happened this time last year when Rangers had beaten Celtic just before the winter break, had come out of that full of confidence and went to Rugby Park that first night and lost. And of course lost in no small part due to one of the worst goals you'll see Rangers concede. And from there we didn't really recover until it was too late. Well, tonight I think we wanted to see that we had learned that lesson from last year. And we did. We got there in the end with a 1-0 victory. I don't think this is a match that you'll be telling your grandkids about attending. It wasn't the most exciting game of football you'll ever see. Jim Goodwin had said before the match that St Mirren would come and park 2 buses, and he was as good as his word. But hey, it's up to us to try and overcome that. And Rangers did. Jermaine Defoe, who, funnily enough, had scored that night at Rugby Park as well. He did again tonight, but this time Rangers were a lot more solid and never really looked like conceding. I don't think Alan McGregor faced a shot on target during the 90 minutes. And that actually was probably the most impressive thing to me tonight, was the way that Rangers approached the game. That there's a confidence about this side. They never looked like they feared something bad was going to happen to them. And that happened a lot last season. They were quite a reactive team. They seem to wait for bad things to happen and then feel sorry for themselves. And they don't now. They look very assured, very confident. I would like to see it a bit quicker out the traps, but I do take into account that it is, shaking the cobwebs off. Stranraer the other night, then tonight. We do need to start picking up, though, because there will be bigger challenges ahead. There was a long delay early on when a St Mirren player was carried off injured, and I think that disrupted the momentum. Rangers didn't really get going to about the 25th minute. But then with Joe Aribo, I thought in particular, excellent. Rangers started to carve out the chances and were eventually rewarded when Borna Barisic, I think it was a shot, but it was deflected across goal, and Jermaine Defoe, ace poacher, was there to put it away. Thought Rangers might come out in the second half a bit more, but did find St Mirren very stuffy and hard to break down, and you could certainly sense the nervousness from the crowd. But as I say, they played out not a lot of incidents to get into. Jermaine Defoe nearly connected with a header back across goal from a set piece, but couldn't get the touch on it. Shea Ojo, who came on as a sub and I thought looked quite good, he's hit a shot that's deflected just wide of the post. But it was more about controlling what St Mirren did, and of course St Mirren get the obligatory corner in the 93rd minute to make sure everybody's heart rate goes up. But overall it was a fairly comfortable performance. However, we'll face sterner challenges and we'll need to be better. But I think we do need to take into account tonight we were without Alfredo Morelos and James Tavernier, and you really do see what they bring to the side when they're not there. As great a replacement as Defoe is, and he is, that's 16 goals for the season so far. Alfie's got that barrelling quality where he can just smash through defences that very few other players have. And John Flanagan was in tonight. I was a little surprised. I think Nathan Patterson was a wee bit unlucky. But although he's very solid defensively, he's not a threat going forward at all. Luckily, we have Borna Barisic, who's tremendous, and he did take the extra responsibility tonight and went and got the victory. I thought, as I say, he and Joe Aribo were Rangers' standout players. The defence was very solid as well. The midfield was solid, but I think we do need a wee bit more creatively from them. So now it's onwards to Tynecastle. And look, that's all that matters now. This is a title race. There's loads of games like this coming up, especially at Ibrox. Teams will come and park the bus and it'll be just about getting the result. But it's been 8 years since we've been able to do this and have a proper go at winning the title. So look, we can't all have memorable, unforgettable days like Parkhead every week. You just got to do the bread and butter games. Walter was the king of these, wasn't he? Those 2-1 wins at home to Motherwell when we hadn't played well. And they're the ones that add up at the end of the season. Nobody talks about them when you're celebrating with the league trophy, but they're the ones that matter. So fingers crossed. We've got Tynecastle on Sunday. Big game. Hearts have not been good this season, but they already showed earlier this season that if we're not on it and our attitude isn't right, then we could struggle. We dropped points there before. We can't do do it again on Sunday, and fingers crossed Rangers will be getting a wee bit more, shall we say, back into their strides, because the ring rust excuse, that's been 290 minutes, it's gone. You've got to go to Edinburgh, pick up the points, let's see it happen, and I'll be back to talk to you then after the game on Sunday. But if you want to hear even more from me, there's well, you're mental, but thank you if you do. But if you want to hear even more about Rangers, it's not from me as well, then go to our Heart and Hand site on Patreon. It's just patreon.com/Heart and Hand, where you will get up to 5 shows every single day on all things Rangers. Thank you for listening to me. It'll be probably the end of the weekend by the time I come to talk to you again, so I hope you have a good one, and I'll speak to you on Sunday. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.